The $1,000,000 question on everyone's mind is, just how cheap will the price be if I manufacture in Vietnam? Don't worry, the price will be cheap. But the real question is, relative to what? In this lesson, I will try to convince you to focus on what the price needs to be relative to your retail price and markup percentage. We will also calculate how much profit you can make and compare it to how much profit the factory will make. Do you have math anxiety? I do. My mind shuts down when I start doing the math. Well, I'm here to tell you, do whatever it takes to face the numbers. You will feel empowered and safe by having a good handle on basic manufacturing numbers. Knowing the numbers will give you confidence. Let's start by defining landed duty paid price, LDP price. LDP price is the price you will have to pay to get your goods into your warehouse. LDP includes factory price, shipping costs, and import tax, import duty. Commit this to memory. LDP includes factory price, shipping costs, and import tax. It is the ultimate price you will have to pay before you can sell your goods to your customers. LDP can also be thought of as your cost of goods sold. Later, we will use the LDP price to calculate your profit. Now, let's talk about markup percentage. Let's assume you are selling direct to your customers, so you're selling retail. How much will you mark up your products? 300%, 400%, 500%, or 600%? In the past, it was normal to mark up the landed duty paid price by 600%. But since e-commerce has boomed and there's a lot of competition and downward price pressure, 300% or 400% markup is realistic, in my opinion. My point is that choosing a markup percentage is a business decision, and knowing yours will help you work with factories in Vietnam. How much you mark up your price depends on your product, your competition, and your ability to sell. A brand like Gucci might mark up their products 1,000%, whereas Walmart or C&A may only mark up their products 200%. My question for you is, what is your markup? The formula for markup is retail price minus your landed duty paid price divided by your landed duty paid price. You can also think of it as your sell price minus your cost divided by cost. For example, if you sell a t-shirt for $30 and it costs you $6 to make and get shipped and pay your duty, then your markup is 400%. Who cares, you might ask? Well, if you know your retail price and your markup, then you can calculate your landed duty paid price. You can calculate what the price needs to be in order for manufacturing in Vietnam to make business sense. The formula is retail price divided by markup plus 1 equals your landed duty paid price. So let's say you are making a woman's legging and you plan to retail it for $37. And let's say you decide that you will mark up the leggings 300%. Now we can calculate that the landed duty paid price needs to be $9.25. Do you see why this is helpful? Having this information before you contact the factory should give you a sense of calm and control in anticipation of negotiation. You have a clear target. If the price that the factory offers you is over this target price of $9.25, then no deal. If the factory price is lower, then you're in good shape. When you calculate markup, you'll get an integer, a number like 3. And you might wonder, well, how do you go from 3 to 300%? So here, this slide shows you that 3 is the same thing as 3 over 1, which equals 300 over 100, which is equal to 300%. So just remember that a markup of 3 is the same thing as saying a markup of 300%. Get practice doing this manufacturing math by completing the worksheet associated with this lesson if it's not 100% clear to you. Now, remember, there still is shipping cost, which I'm estimating here to be 50 cents. And then there is the import duty cost, which I'm estimating $1.30. You get the factory target price. So your landed duty paid price is $9.25, but the price that you want to be focused on when you're talking to the factory is the landed duty paid price minus the shipping and the import duty, what I'm calling here the factory target price. So this $7.45 is the actual target price the factory needs to achieve. These numbers are important because you want to have that sense of control and calm at the negotiation table. And you achieve that by knowing what the factory price needs to be and why it needs to be at that price. Knowing your factory target price also helps you to choose the type of factory you can work with. Let's say your retail price for a t-shirt is $10. Then your factory price will be very low. You will have to work with a cheap factory, which is risky, like a workshop. But let's say you are able to sell a t-shirt for $40 because your brand is popular and you have a very good sales team. Then your factory price will be higher and you can work with expensive factories, which means better customer service and less risk. Never give your target price unless they insist. Some people say never give your target price because you want to maximize your profits. This is good advice. But what if the factory insists? My advice is to give them your target price minus 50 cents. So if your factory target price is $6, tell them that your target price is $5.50. The factory will know right away if they can be close or not. If your target price is way too low, then they will tell you so that nobody wastes time. If your target price is workable, then they will continue the discussion and the mood at the negotiation table will be positive and hopeful. In any case, you know exactly what the price needs to be, and that's what matters most. Calculate your target price in advance so that you can have that sense of calm and control at the negotiation table. Knowing these numbers gives you confidence. Now, let's briefly talk about other prices that you will encounter. So, LDP price you already know, landed duty price. It includes the factory price plus shipping and duty. I recommend that you memorize the meaning of FOB price and ex-factory price. FOB stands for free on board, and it is the price you pay the factory to deliver the finished goods at the nearest port in Vietnam. Their service includes getting the garments free on board the container ship. You are then responsible to pay for shipping and import tax separately. Now let's talk about ex-factory price. Ex-factory price is the price you would pay if you picked up the goods at the factory. Ex-factory is very rare, but good to know. FOB is the most common pricing terms that you will work with. These price definitions are important to understand simply because you will hear them once you start manufacturing in Vietnam. Know that factories most likely will not give you an ex-factory price, and they will not give you an LDP price. They will give you an FOB price. In other words, they want to sell to you on FOB terms. You can ask for ex-factory or LDP, but the majority of factories prefer FOB. The reason they prefer FOB is that they don't want to be responsible for paying for shipping and import tax. Does it make sense? I recommend you Google Incoterms and click on the images where you will see this chart, and it will help you understand shipping terms like ex-factory, FOB, and LDP. Study this chart for a minute. EXWORKS is the very first one at the top, EXW, and it shows you the point of transfer. The factory delivers the goods to you from the factory, the seller being the factory. FOB is the fourth from the top. LDP is listed as DDP at the very bottom. Delivered duty paid and landed duty paid have nearly the same meaning. Now, let's talk about estimating profits for you and the factory. The question is, what is your profit if you make 1,000 t-shirts and the LDP price is $5? Let's say you sell the t-shirts for $25 and then the LDP price is $5. So your profit is $20 per shirt. If you make 1,000 shirts times 20, it's $20,000. Not bad. Pretty motivating. That's good money. Now, take a minute to understand how much profit the sewing factory will make. You will be shocked and understand why most factories don't like doing small quantity. So the FOB price that they sell to you is $4.50. Their cost of goods sold is $3.75. So they make 75 cents profit per shirt. By the way, that's a 20% markup, which is typical for small orders. So most factories operate on a 5% to 20% profit margin. If they are making large volume for a company like Nike, then they are probably operating on a 5% profit margin. If they are producing small volume, like 1,000 pieces per style per color, then their profit margin might be as high as 20%, as you see in this example. Factories are lucky if they make 75 cents per shirt. So their total profit is $750. Not very exciting. Not as exciting as compared to your $20,000 profit. Do you get my point? Do you see why factories shy away from small volume manufacturing? Clients often say, I'll be happy to pay more. Well, even if you pay $2 profit per shirt extra, it's still not exciting for a factory when you do the math. Factories only make exciting profits when the volumes reach numbers like 10,000 units. Manufacturing in Vietnam is all about achieving economies of scale to maximize profitability. Factories will still work with you even though they are only making 20% profit versus your 300% profit. The takeaway here is that they will probably lose money on the first order. Their strategy is to get your repeat business and grow with you. They make their money on subsequent larger volume orders. So the point of this lesson is to understand the numbers by doing the basic manufacturing math and seeing the numbers from both your point of view and the factory's point of view. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day. In the next lesson, we will talk about when is the right time to contact a factory. Hi, thanks for listening to the end. Can you see how producing your product in Vietnam will grow your business? Are you ready to grow? When is a good time to visit Vietnamese factories to get price quotes and samples? Contact us at VietnamFactoryTours.com for more information about our consulting, factory introductions, and tours. Hire us to get you inside and find the right factory fast. Thanks for listening and have a great day. Remember, thoughts are things. Where there's a will, there's a way. Welcome to Vietnam.